We're having this conversation, and here's the thing: this wasn't my idea. She asked me if we would talk about this tonight.
I did.
And anybody that knows me knows that I don't bite my tongue because I don't really care what people think of me. So I'm just gonna say it. If you want my honest opinion,
yes,
I don't see a lot of difference between the way you grieved for Tracy and Gabe. It looked the same to me. I'm worried about myself, and I'm like, you know what? Those two grieving processes didn't look all that different to me. And that made me angry. So to me, the grief looked like you still had real strong feelings for the dude. And which made me think, well, what am I doing here? And this is in the moment. We're talking in 2018. We were a year in when this happened. We were a little over a year in when it happened, but it just, I didn't like any parts of it. Now,
Trina and her husband recently sat down and they were having a discussion about grieving, and it was kind of telling. I feel like it really exposed how the husband feels more so. I feel like
he seems to be very upset.
Right.
That she was grieving for her ex-husband.
Right.
Who was also her best friend.
The one who basically raised all her kids.
Right. The way she grieved for her sister.
He said the grieving was equal, which I don't feel like is such a bad thing per se, because I feel like women, especially mothers, they're more inclined, and I feel like there's a deeper love for a man when they see how they are with their children, whether that's them as the biological father or as a stepfather. There's a different type of love that is tapped in for women when you see a man interact with somebody that you birthed and that you brought into his life, that you have so much love for, because you want someone who will love your children just as much as you do, and if they love them, even more, that's like a bonus, you know what I'm saying, like it's their own. So I feel like that's where that comes from, because like she said, she had all this trauma from all the other baby fathers who just never stepped up and never was there for them. But then you have this man who comes in and loves on them, raises them, takes care of them. There's a different love there. And obviously she's going to mourn that. But I feel like it's not safe emotionally for you to have somebody who, I'm not saying she should leave him. I'm just saying that
punishing her,
who's punishing you for grieving somebody.
Punishing her. In the way she was grieving, and especially when he saw the way he said, even when she was grieving for Gabe, who's her ex-husband, he felt like she was grieving too much for him.
Right.
Like, while he understood, especially the fact that she had told him, this is why we tell women, stop telling your current man about your ex and what they did.
Yeah.
Just stop doing that. Leave that for your closest bosom buddies or your family members or a therapist.
Yeah.
That's not for the person you're in a current relationship with.
Yeah.
Just let the person know, hey, we had differences, it did not work out.
Right.
And move on. Don't go into details.
Yeah.
Because he's like, this guy treated you so badly after all the stuff he has done. How are you grieving him like this? And, so that's why he had a problem. But he really was getting mad when her sister passed away. And
he was mad at her about her sister?
No, when her sister passed away and he saw how she was grieving for Tracy, it made him think like, well, it don't look any different from the way you grieving for Gabe. So it makes him feel like, well, what am I doing here then? Because the way you're grieving for him is as if you're still in love with this guy or you still love him.
The man has passed away. Like, common sense and emotional intelligence is very important and fundamental when you're going to be in a marriage. If you don't have those two things, please don't go be married. Because you will get your feelings hurt, and you'll be hurting somebody else because you lack knowledge.
And you know the other thing, I didn't like even the way he started, and it was just like, I'm gonna like be honest, and I don't care what people think about me. I'm gonna say what I need to say, which showed me also like it's not that you don't care what people think about you. You don't care what she thinks about you and how she takes it, obviously.
Right.
Because if you did care about what she thought of how she felt, you can tell the truth without being an ass about it.
Facts.
Like, he was not even giving her an opportunity to express herself. And there's a point in it where she's just silent. Because anytime she opens her mouth, it's like, he's right there to just remind me of Judge Mathis when he was going at Wendy.
Oh my God, that was so brutal.
I was just like, Vaughn to a lesser degree, right?
Yeah,
but
obviously.
he just wasn't giving her time. It felt like Trina is on eggshells with him. Like, I can't even mourn. Do you understand that this man also is a father to my son? Like, I can't even mourn for him. I mean, you're also mourning with your child that they've lost their father as well.
Yeah.
And you just have to appreciate that. The other thing that you mourn, like, if your father passed away today, I will mourn him.
Yeah.
Because you're mourning, like, even though, yes, that's quite.
Hasn't been rolling rainbows and kisses.
So it has
Not at all.
I had my rose-colored glasses on for a little while, but
Rose-colored
still,
glasses,
even though
take
that
them
was
off.
the case, it's like what you're mourning also is just the end of something.
Right,
Like, this person is dead; they're never coming back. You're mourning kind of the end of it, and then you're also looking at the good times as well. When someone dies, you think of the good times, even if you weren't talking to them or whatever. You think of the good times and the best of that person. We have a tendency to do that,
right?
And then when you are listening to your child crying about dad being gone,
because you're grieving, because
you're
somebody
remembering
you love
those
is
times
grieving.
too. Exactly. Of when he was there for my son and all this stuff, and so now you're also grieving with your child, and you are there. You're supposed to be the man of this family now, and what you needed to do, Vaughn, is stretch out your arms and engulf both of them, like, I'm here for you. And if she's having a moment and if she's put your hand around her. Oh, honey, you
probably would have even strengthened in you doing that. But you doing this, women lose respect for men and love for men over time. It doesn't just happen like that, but it's these little things.
And then
you do it on a public platform.
Yeah, she wouldn't feel safe expressing herself to you at all. And the fact that he even acknowledged and said, yes, I have been punishing you. Like, he acknowledged that. So it makes me think like you were aware and still proceeded to do it anyway. Just like when you said, I don't care what people think. I'm going to say what I got to say.
Long time.
I mean, we're not in high school. We're not even in elementary school. You teach children like, okay, you can get what is it? You can get more bees with honey.
Yeah.
That you can get with vinegar, right? My best friend's mom always used to say that you can get bees with honey. Charlene's mom, that you can get with vinegar. She's one of my best friends. Yeah. And so that's all I will say to Vaughn. I'm not saying for them to go and part ways, but you have to come within yourself to understand. And you keep on saying, I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous. That's not it. I'm not jealous of that dude. What you have to figure out under the anger is something. What exactly is that? When you address that, when you get in contact with that, you will get more clarity and hopefully like turn the tide and be safe for her to express herself and also for her son to be able to express himself. Because if you're doing this with her, you think these kids are not hearing you? They can't feel the vibe.
Yeah.
That you don't want them talking about the father. You don't want them grieving, So just think about that. I mean, you're able to express yourself, obviously. Think about the best way to express yourself.
Yeah. But yes, you guys, let us know what you guys think about this down below. Do you think that, are you with Trina or are you with the husband?
Hang in there, Trina.
Yeah.
Hang in there. That's all I can say. Hang in there. He's having a hard time, but you continue to grieve.
Yes.
And you get your counseling.
Yeah.
As you're going through this space, you know?
Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.